All right, YouTube, what's going on out there? So I woke up today to some decidedly positive information. Trump says he will release final set of documents on Kennedy assassination. Now, rather than sit here and read the article, I'm assuming that if you're watching this video, you probably have literacy. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the description below. But this is basically tantamount for truth seekers everywhere, as if Christmas, Arbor Day, New Year's Eve, Thanksgiving, Halloween, 4th of July, all rolled into one in the context of the assassination of John F. Kennedy. And though this may or may not happen, the idea that Kennedy could fulfill his promise 55 years after the fact to shatter the CIA into 1,000 pieces from the grave would be the mark, a historical mark of justice. So the idea that this could actually open the floodgates for more information from the past to be validated, and of course more information to become available from other sources, is truly extraordinary. Another point to make is that it also reestablishes that Donald J. Trump, no matter what you think of him, of his successes, his shortcomings, his failures thus far, it reestablishes him as an anti-establishment candidate, or in this case, the commander-in-chief. So it's good to see him come through on that front and create transparency where certain administrations had absolutely none, though they promised the opposite. They're transparent, all right. We could see right through them. Another point to make here is that it is my opinion that it is beneficial for the president to release this to the public, because if it can be presented openly to a rationally receptive crowd that we have now, where 3 or 4 newspapers don't control all the media we see, only 6 conglomerates, right? That the intelligence agencies, the CIA, the FBI, the military industrial complex, the Pentagram, and elements within the mafia in Dallas would collude to assassinate the commander-in-chief, actually, in my opinion, creates an extra bubble of protection around the president and his family. Because to even put that out there could put some shock waves in the directions of, plus it could have happened in the future, and we already know they've been happening ever since before Trump was even inaugurated. So I believe that may not be his motive, but I believe that is a benefit to this type of opening to public discourse. So excellent news on that front. And I would like to go ahead and give a shout out to a true trailblazer, a personal hero of mine, the late Jim Mars, who wrote the book Crossfire, on which one of the most important films ever made, Oliver Stone's masterpiece, JFK, the director's cut, was based. So as a result of that movie, as I understand it, that led directly to what is happening now, because they would want these documents to never be released. Recently, there was talk about them putting it off for another 20 or 30 years. The answer is why. We already know why, right? Because the integrity, the national security interests that they discuss in this article, obviously when they show that the emperor not only has no clothes, but he's wearing blood-stained daggers all over his naked body, then that's going to cause people to question, the validity and the veracity of their government, and also open their eyes to the deep state and elements that want to stop true democracy in our democratic republic. So excellent news for people that have been aware for many, many years about this particular subject matter. And given light the recent events of Las Vegas, the horrible events, the idea that they can simply paper over, and this cannot be overstated enough, okay? Because it's another example of you and I being told what is real when we know that it is not. And to go ahead and reflect light on that situation, oh, they are willing to lie to us. Oh, they would cover this up for years. And then after you've shuffled off the mortal coil, as was said in the film, then they want to go ahead and release the information to the public. So the bottom line is that this couldn't be more important at any time now or in the future. It really is that consequential. So anyway, I'm proud to hear that the president has made that decision. And further again, it shows that we actually have a leader in the White House, whether you like him or not. If Hitler was in there, I don't know if this would be happening. Of course, we'd all be nuclear ash by now, probably. Or we'd all have little red pamphlets in our pockets. So anyway, point being is that great news, and I couldn't be happier with the result. We'll see what actually is in those documents, and if it validates other information that has been dismissed over the years from different sources and corroborates those elements. So very interesting development here, and I, for one, am glad to hear it. So thank you, President Trump.